Surprise, surprise. Being Christ-like is not Jesus approved. I know this is a shocker to you all because you believe the church is the house of Jesus. That's where he sits and lives and waits for you. So you can come there every Sunday and do your little thing, your ritual, your I love Jesus, or whatever you do. I don't know. Everybody does their own thing. Some people, they just go there and go. Some people are like, holy, holy, holy. Yep, whatever you want. Your flavor. That's not what Jesus said to do. All you Christ-like people are not Jesus approved. That's not what Jesus told you to do. The reason you're doing what you're doing is because you're following Paul. Saul, the chameleon. Yes, Saul is not Jesus approved. He actually told you not to follow Paul. So, just so you know, happy Sunday to you today. If you are a Christ-like person, Jesus has nothing to do with you because Christ-like is not Jesus-like. I have a video that explains what Christ is because a lot of people have no idea. They think Christ is the last name of Jesus, but it ain't. It ain't. Christ means the anointed one with oil. They pour oil on your head. They pour oil and you become Christ. So, when Paul says Christ, we have no idea who he's talking about. Because Paul was actually anti-Jesus. That's why he changed his name. His name is Saul. And Saul was from the government to destroy Jesus. And 2,000 years later, Paul's right on track by destroying the Jesus message. Yep, that's why you have 2 billion people on earth claiming to be like Jesus, and yet no power. Zero El Powero from these El Cristianos. There was one Jesus, one, count it. Count this thing right here, one Jesus, and had a huge impact on the last 2,000 years, whether by design or by chance. But there was one of them, and this guy had power, had big guns. He had very, very big guns. He had power. Power right there, you see? That's freaking power. One person had power. Could you imagine this one person, Jesus, being 2 billion? Explode the planet. 2 billion Jesuses would explode the planet. It would become an asteroid belt around the sun if you had 2 billion Jesuses walking around. It would destroy it. But yet, zero power. That goes to show you that the Christ-like people are not Jesus approved and they're not following Jesus. Because Jesus said, whatever I can do, you can do also, but twice as better. That's what Jesus said. So, if you ain't doing what Jesus said, then you ain't following Jesus. You're no good. No good. So therefore, if you want to be Jesus-like, you have to follow Jesus and his teaching. If you take a little bit of Paul and you mix it in, then it's caca. You see? How many drops of urine can you put in your glass of water before you stop drinking it? 5 drops of urine before you stop drinking it? That's pretty good. Me? 0. I want 0 drops of urine in my water that I'm about to drink. I want 0. So therefore, when I'm mixing the Jesus pot, there's nothing else. There's no Moses in there. There's no Paul in there. There's no El Petero. Because you know what they say about Peter? He's a freaking dick. Yeah, so because he's full of demon and Satan. Jesus told Peter, "Get thee behind me, Satan." He didn't tell that to Judas. You see? So Judas is the bad guy. Yet Jesus tells Peter, "Get thee behind me, Satan." So, yeah, in my Jesus pot, there's no Peter in there. Is there any James? Heck no. Is there any freaking Isaiah? Hell's bells, nothing. There's no Matthew, there's nothing in there. In my Jesus pot, there's only Jesus. And that's the only thing I'm mixing in there. Jesus only. Because the church tells you, which by the way, the church is not Jesus approved either. Yup. Your church is not Jesus approved. So, therefore, what you must do is follow Jesus. But that's what your church is telling you. So, because your church is actually not approved by Jesus. It's not. It's all a religion, something that binds you. So, this is your Sunday message for today from your Creator. If you are an Xtian, you're not Jesus approved. You're not. If you're mixing a little bit of Paul inside your Jesus soup, not Jesus approved. Moses or no one else. So, go away and sin no more.